Good morning, fellow Nigerians. And of course, this morning, I want us to look at a message I simply titled, South of Nigeria. Do not allow the fear of the Igbo man for the Fulani to become your fate. You see, a lot of things has been going on, and not every one of us is able to visage the mindset behind the recent happenings. But believe me, like I always tell you, it is changing our life the way you know it. And if we do not reciprocate adequately, if we fail to address any issue in a time like this, history will have it that the lies becomes the truth. If you look at the title, I'm actually trying to address Igbo people, the one that want to have sense, and encourage the people within the southern region of Nigeria to be watchful, most especially Edo people and Maika people. There is this notion, the Igbo man fear the Fulani. The Igbo man fear the Fulani. But ironically, the same thing that makes the Igbo man to be afraid of the Fulani man, afraid of the Hausa man, but it's Fulani they fear, not Hausa. It is that fear that is driving them to do what they are doing today in the name of Biafra, in the name of Igbo unity. I'm going to tell you what brought about that fear. And I'm going to link it back to our position as the people of the South. Fear is defined as false evidence appearing to be real. But if care is not taken, that evidence will become real. The Igbo man constantly begging for unity, begging for validation, asking for the imaginary Biafra. All of them are geared and influenced by the fear they have for the Fulani. But let me tell you how it works. I made a post yesterday, and I was referring to how migration started that gave birth to Anyoma people, that gave birth to Ikuri people. It is true, I may not be a pure Benin man today. But when we left Benin, we took a part of Benin with us. And that is what has actually led us to be able to come back home. I was in a meeting, a high classified meeting of Ndi Igbo, chaired by the leader of Ohanese Ndi Igbo worldwide. And all the personalities present in that meeting, of course, when Ohanese Ndi Igbo was headed by Nnayamudu, introduced themselves. And I did accordingly. I have said it severally in different broadcasts. But the woman was shocked and asked a question. Ndi Abo, I was a Kwandi Igbo. With all sincerity, the woman asked fellow Igbo people, are you saying that Abo people are now Igbo people? I've never recovered from that word till today. This is more than 17 years ago. And then Nnayamudu stood up and diffused the whole system. And the woman kept quiet. She's an elderly woman. A noble Nigerian, I should say. And ever since then, I began to ask questions. And we found out the truth. And everything we have said in the past, based on our relationship, they could be classified under the religious dogma known as separatable, inseparable. Now we make our future. If we tell you we are Benin people, that is because we are Benin people. And if we tell you we are Igbo people, that is because we choose to be Igbo people. But in between the Benin and the Igbo, we are Eka people. We are Ushimiri people. We are Ndokwa people. We are Anyocha people. We are Ikwere Igbo. And we are not sub-Igbo. Like I said, when we left Benin, we take a piece of Benin with us. And that is the Adam and the Abam. And so you start from there. The Adam and the Abam remains the heartbeat of royalty and authority of the Benin Empire. Unmisplaceable. And then if you are Abo man, if you are Anyoma man in comparison, and your king have the symbol of royalty and authority as you have in the palace of Oba of Benin, my brother, don't search too far. Because we are not going to leave any story untold. Because the fear of Fulani by the Igbo man, if we don't take time, we will operate under the same atmosphere of fear as the Igbo man. It is fear that is driving Igbo, whatever they are doing. Now, before we go there, I've been in Agbo for some time now, and I've been asking questions. And yesterday, we actually look at how we left Benin. It was said that in the reign of Oba Oware, that we left, the migration became very effective, because that king of Benin, as of 1440, who ruled for 33 years, said all the princes of Benin City must go to war, which they have with the Yoruba people. And many of the princes rather, would not want to be part of that war. And so migration started. How we got to Agbo. Our name was changed to Agbo. How this Eka was ironically changed by English interpreters, and how we got here. And I was reliably informed that we cannot be a people without identity. And so both the Gala people, both the Anyoma people, the Osimili people, the Ndokwa people, some partly Yoruba people, some partly Ijo people, within the Ndokwa houses, we said, let us form identity. Eka is a kingdom under which there are many other kingdoms, like Owa kingdom, Ute kingdom, to mention but a few. I can tell you about their story. And that is how we became Eka people. But we are forming identity which is inclusive of our language. Forming of this identity inclusive of our religion, our value system, our culture and tradition, which we forged. And as far as I can know, it's been about 121 BC or about 112 BC. And now, don't quote me wrong. When I gave this brief history in my post yesterday, somebody from Benin called me immediately. I do not know the person. He said, this thing you said, it was not this Oba, it was that Oba. And this is the gap difference between the migration and the rest of it. And I had a very smooth, polite conversation with the brother. And then he explained so many things. And then I check it with what I have. I discovered that the dates written may not be in line with the original story. I noticed that the name of the king may not be the right king. And so maybe I missed it. But I ended the conversation with him and said, whatever the case may be, it is evidence that yes, we migrated from Benin. But this brought about issues of forming identity, which is simple. We loved the Igbos, as you know today, and we have never hated them. Just that we hate the criminality of majority of the Igbo, supported by the few supposed progressive-minded Igbos. They are all accomplished in this journey until they prove otherwise. And based on this single fact that the colonial master came through them, giving us religion, which is Christianity, it was easy for us to switch to Igbo name when you begin to have religious Igbo name that we bear today. And of course, if you go back to the time we had affiliation with the Igbo people based on this religion affiliation, before our name began to change to the supposed Igbo name, you will discover that almost 99.9% of our ancestors never answered Igbo name. Time and dispensation happening to them all. And so people like Igumbo became Ikechukwu. People like Obaibina become Obi. People like Erabo become Chukuma. People like different names. But then, do not worry, because we are going to give you comprehensive detail of this history. It is only people who don't have history that forge history. And we can come out and tell you this today, tomorrow we'll tell you another. And so in the process of forming identity, we, the Eka people, took a part of Igbo language, supposedly, and took a part of Benin original language, merged them together, and create the Eka language you have today. Little wonder the Igbo will not understand us, except we use the Igbo fraction of it. And the Benin will still not understand us, except we use the Benin version of it. And so we became a different being entirely, and make no mistake about that. Eka is a recognized ethnic group within the concept and the idea of one Nigeria. And let me digress before I go to the main issue behind this topic. And now understand that, for instance, the Igbo man called God Chi. We don't call God Chi, but we call God Chi as a result of the political influence known as association and assimilation. Abo people call him, they call him Usulubwe or Orieku or Uselubwe. And now, when the Igbo talks about personal God, Chi, we call Chi Ehi. When Igbo man say Chinedu, We say Ehiedu, combination of Benin and Igbo. Igbo call man Nwoke. Igbo people call man Okehe. Igbo people call woman Nwanye. Igbo people call man Opoho. I could go on and on and on, presenting the same language from two different tribes. And then we made it our own with some concussion of ideas from my brilliant ancestors. And that is why we are Igbo people. And so when the Benin speaks, almost 75% of Igbo people, they will understand Benin and speak Benin fluently, even without going to Benin. And then when Igbo man speak, almost 90% of Igbo people will understand Igbo and speak Igbo, even when they did not go to Igbo land. But in the midst of it all, we are who we are. And respect this. It's a journey that has taken a very long time. And now, when I had that conversation with the brother, I said, but the truth or the negotiating point between what you are saying and what I'm saying is that you agree that somewhere along the line, we migrated from Benin. And I said, don't worry. That is enough for us. I will go and ask for that question. And that is why I'm just laying the foundation. Because in the coming days, you will understand that it is not the fear of the Benin man that makes the Ikwere say they migrated from the Benin. And it is certainly not the fear of Benin man that made Igbo people say, or Anyoma people say, that they migrated from Benin. Because we cannot forget in a hurry how we got there. For so many reasons, the Igbos have claimed the historical, how do you call it, exploits of the Ekumeku warriors. But look closely. You will see the Ekumeku warriors are still being celebrated in Benin. Majority of whose brave warriors are Igala people. And Igala people will tell you they left Benin. All of us took a part of Benin. Do you know why the 21 communities of Igala people in Anambra was not decimated by the Igbo people in Anambra, Aguneri and Imuneri to be precise? And that is because those fierce warriors known as Ekumeku warrior, we did not lose that technique. When there were little fraction crisis in Anambra, between Aguneri, Imuneri and the Gala community over the oil in a Gala land that was drilled diagonally to where it is today, they fought different war. Why that war stopped? If you are an Igbo man, go and find out. Cutlass were cutting people's head without seeing the hand. And the fierce warriors of Igala, when they surfaced, it was too hot for Igbo man to handle. That is why I'm telling them, be calming down, because this music you are blowing, let's play, you don't play it out of proportion, because you will get the reception. If I may go by way of digressing, extending further, so you understand the exploit of the Ekumeku warriors. Go and ask of Queen Amina, who led the Islamic entourage into our land during the earlier reign of the Ato of Igala. You will know her journey in the midst of Ekumeku warrior. Her life did not remain the same again. And of course, you see the people you call Osimili people. 99.9% of them are Igala people. And so if our fathers loved your father and choose to answer your name, whether by cooperation or by domination or whatever, why don't you respect that and respect us? Why are you trying to claim superiority over us? And now you're going to have issue. But you are not my concern this morning. Because we try to separate the wheat from the chaff. The true progressive-minded Igbo people will look for a way to save you. And those of you who are criminally minded, it's written in your DNA. It is what it is. We will give you what you are looking for. And those of you in my inbox telling me, you're going to kill me, how you're going to kill me, I am your destiny and I'm your doom. And so this is just creating a foundation of some of the discussion we're going to have along this year. Answering Igbo name doesn't make us Igbo. The same way answering George Onibe does not make me a European man. And of course, you check the line of Europe from Germany to Italy and the rest of them. Their language is similar. They are all Europeans. And even though France is a Europe country and then Britain is a Europe country, both of them speak different languages. Why did they not say they are not Europeans? And then we cannot choose to become dishonest intellectual individuals just to dominate another. Now, let me tell you the reason why you see Igbo. They are always fighting Benin. They are always fighting Benin. They are always calling Benin out. Everybody want to call Benin out. That is why I constantly beg Yoruba people. Most of you are short. Most of you blogger who are on this Benin matter, maybe you have short memory. The Benin and the Yoruba has fought several wars for over 1,000 years. And today, look at the relationship they enjoy. Why will you allow some Igbo, let me call them some Igbo riffraff, to be playing on your... We know why we are here. We know how we got here. It is the resistance of the Benin people, the Benin Empire, against the imperialists. That resistance is what kept us here. We did not allow them to pass our territory. Let me tell you something. When the invaders, the imperialists, the colonial master were in the Benin Empire as of then, they cannot enter Abo and relax. Who born them? Who gave birth to them? We fought fiercely. We resisted them fiercely. Till the extent that all the imperialist country, nation at that time has to put a signboard in Abo. Go to Abo, you will see Boji Boji Abo, Boji Boji Owa. This is Aika Kingdom. It was Oyibo that mounted signboard warning other colonial master or colonial criminal to be careful that this is a dangerous forest where our kingdom people hide, where Agbo people kingdom hide, all of them of Benin kingdom. Because to get to Benin from the east, you have to pass through us. And of course, you think you're going to come through Lagos, you should think again. Because the distance between the boundary of current-day Ondo State, Okada Town, to the Benin, Sakoba, and the rest of them, believe me, it's not a journey you will take by strolling without meeting the fierce warriors known as the Ekumeku. And that was then anyway. And so we resisted them. And I can tell you categorically that 3 monarchs that resisted the colonial master, 3 of them are referred to as minority. And those of you who sold African to them are now the majority. You think we don't know this game? And now who can tell me that Benin is a minority? You can tell me that the Gala people are minority. Who will tell me that the Idoma people are minority? What is the yardstick to tell me that Anyoma people are minority? The colonial master are still paying us back for resisting. What happened to the king known as Nana of Ishekiri? Why are they not, Shekiri people are not talking about him? We have to be one loving Nigeria. And that is what we want to be, one loving Nigeria. Not because of lie. Because each time you will talk about the true history of Nana of Ishekiri, you will upset the balance. And so you don't got to say about it, so you don't offend anybody. But nobody send you message. Why? Go and meet Olusegun Obasanjo, who is still alive. An elder statesman. Ask him about Ata Afegala. He should have very good experience. Go and ask all the governors of Kogi State till this present one. Let them give you brief history of Ata Afegala. And then sometime you will know why it look like a Gala people are minority. But in case you think they don't know or they are not the children of their father, and then think again. And the Benin fought to defend their culture, their tradition, the integrity of the empire. And some of you went behind, sold out our people who were defending Africa. And the same criminal are coming to tell you, Africa, unite, let us unite Africa. They are now the Pan-Indoshi Africa. Just today, when we tell the criminal-minded Igbo man that this is the truth, we become bad people. We know your fears, but there are false evidence appearing real. We know your fears, but empty them because we mean you no harm. Now let me explain to you why the Igbo fear the Fulani. Just like every other story about Nigeria. The Hausa people you know today were people of liberal mind, progressive-minded people. You will hear that before. Hausa man don't talk lie. When Hausa man say wallahi, wallahi is wallahi. You will hear beautiful histories of Hausa people. They are very satisfied with life. They are in tune with nature. They are not what you see today. But something happened. To be able to understand what really happened and how they got there, let me explain to you that there are 4 orders that govern communities. Community as in state, community as in local government, community as in country, community even as a global community. There are 4 orders that governs the universe. The order of the custodians, some will call them teacher. The order of the rulers, some may call them monarchs, those in authority. The orders of the merchandise, the business people, and then the order of the slaves. These 4 categories are order created by God himself. Whether it favors you or not, there is nothing you can do about it. Embrace it. the best part of you will emerge, and the other rank may switch. And that is why there are slaves who later became king, and there are kings who later became slave, because karma will always catch up with all of us. Let's continue. And so the Hausa, as a result of religion, had a visitor who is a custodian, a teacher. And I'm sure you know the story of Usman and Fojo. And then he came into Hausa land. He brought religion for them, teaching them so many things that they needed to hear. The same way Nnamdi Kanu was almost trying to recolonize us, but they didn't learn on time. And before you know, Usman and Fojo, who is a Fulani man, take over Hausa land. And the Hausa you know today, only one Hausa man is politically relevant in Nigeria. And that was Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, who was killed in the Igbo coup, murdered in cold blood. And ever since then, the Fulani, through the custodians, through their teacher order, took over every authority from Hausa man. I am still looking for Hausa man who is an emir in Hausa land. And so each time you hear Igbo people say, we don't want Ruga, we don't want Ruga, it is the fear of what happened to Hausa people. One of the last projects in IPOB, before I discovered they were all criminals and cannot be trusted, was when they say now the attack should be to divide Hausa and Fulani. So we would have come on Radio Biafra, begin to heat up the unity line between them, and then destroy them. But the truth must be spoken. But I discovered I was simply being used. Because they were not doing it for the overall interest of Nigeria. They were doing it to have a comeback. A comeback to do what? To do worse crime that we can accuse anybody of doing in the concept and idea of one Nigeria? Think again. And so that is how the Fulani took over the life of Hausa people. You see, Tinubu has said that Southern Kaduna is going to have their own federal university. Tinubu is doing everything to empower the Southern Kaduna, most part of Hausa communities that are living on the edicts of the Fulani. It should not be so. And I'm not talking of them yet. But if we must build one Nigeria, the era of conquer and dominate is gone. This is the era of preservation. What you people conquered, what you people are dominated, what you people have stolen, you have to reform because they must be restored. And the system must balance. You have no choice because the truth is coming out already and there is nothing you will do about it. Let me give you a song before I continue. All over the world, the Spirit is moving. All over the world, as the prophets say it should be. All over the world, there is a mighty revelation of the glory of the Lord. As the water cover the sea, there's nothing you will do. It's moving already. And a songwriter will say, the Spirit of God, the Spirit of Karma, the Spirit of the Creator, the Spirit of the Allah, the Spirit of Jesus Christ, whatever you call your God, Tamono, the Spirit of Olise, the Spirit of Chukwu, it is moving around us like a magnet. The day of judgment will surely come. But put your house in order, and maybe nature will look favorable on your people. And so this romance between the Hausa and the Fulani took away everything from the Hausa. Today, you hardly see any Hausa man. I'm not sure Hausa man can be a king in his community. It is this fear of the Fulani tactics by their custodian that fears the Igbo man. And so once you see Fulani around Igbo land, Igbo man no Fulani no this thing. They demonize that process. They call it jihadists. They call it different. Look at Igbo people. Nothing they fear more than Fulani or Hausa coming near them. They want to Islamize also. They want to Jajawid also. They want to... But it's okay. But why are they trying to do the same thing to other people? Because most of you don't understand. Why are they trying to... Why are you against Igbo unity? No, nobody's against Igbo unity. The same way Hausa is not against Fulani unity. And we know what happened. The same way Igbo is afraid of uniting with Fulani. It is the same thing we are afraid of uniting with Igbo. Why? Because Igbo people come to our space. They become our custodian. Look at our history. You see, Igbo people now telling you my history. That we are sub-Igbo group. Remember, there are 4 orders that controls the universe. Every community. From settlement, from hamlet to settlement, to community, your village. And then down to the entire community. 4 orders. And now you are from the south. Look at Igbo people now. They are the one giving you Ikwere history. Therefore, becoming the custodian, your teacher. That is exactly what they wanted. And then some group of useless charlatans to come. You know, Igbo people migrated from Obogiri. Obogiri was migrated from Ikwere. Ikwere was migrated from Nkwere. When I clap, hey, Igbo Amaka, Igbo Amaka, Igbo Amaka, Igbo Amaka, the relationship will end like Hausa Fulani. I'm coming. I'm not talking about the body language yet. The first order, which is the custodians, the teachers, they are now teaching our children. You are Igbo. You are Igbo. You are Saint Chukuma. You are Igbo. You must be Igbo. All of you are Igbo. You are afraid of Nigeria. They are re-educating us, giving us a different orientation. And when you fall for it, Hausa is going to do it very long. They have hundreds of years to undo what have been done to them. And if we know this, why will we allow the same thing to happen to us? And so when you see the Igbo man telling you, you are Igbo, you are Igbo, they are custodians are working. Where are our custodians? Custodians can never be king, but they are the defendant of the truth. Let me tell you how it works. When the current Obi of Abo, His Royal Majesty, Obi Kabeku's father died, who is Obi Ikechukwu, Obi Kabeku's, my king, was not yet born. And then the throne would have gone to the immediate elder brother, or immediate younger brother of the king. But the protectorats, the custodians, which are the teachers, which are the protectorats of the throne, said, hold on. One of the queen is still pregnant. Not until she gives birth and we know the gender of the child, the throne must remain vacant. And so they appointed a custodian who now sat on the throne. And then few months later, the queen who was pregnant gave birth and to my king. And so from the hospital there, he became a king. That's why they call him the youngest monarch. And then for a very long time, over 30 years, if I'm not mistaken, he was nowhere to be found. Because as custom demand, he was taken on to be brooded like a true king, a prince that he was, to become a king. Somebody would have hijacked the throne. People who do not understand sanity about community, if it's to Igbo people, they will make sure that boy don't come back again. They will send people to go and kill him. The custodian kept the throne until the boy was of age. And they say, come back home. Your people are waiting for you. And now he is back home. And now he has the capacity. And now he is reverend. I could say even more than his father, because we love him dearly, and every of our monarch. Down to BFism or down to Asaba of Asaba. Every Anyoma king, we respect all of them. We simply say, Wamwezi fe no akpanwata. It's as simple as that. Now, these custodians, they are the protectorats of the throne. The Igbo custodians now are teaching us like Usman and Fojo teach Hausa people to the detriment of Hausa people. And somebody say, don't say it, they keep quiet, let them be teaching us. God will punish all of you. All of you that are telling us to say you are Igbo because you answer Igbo name, because your village is Igbo name, God will punish all of you. Go to your Igbo. So those of us who refuse, will save you when the time comes. That is the order of the custodians, the teacher. Don't forget it. And then we look at the custodians of those in authority. Their leaders. Watch all this Biafra agitation nonsense. Have you seen any Igbo leader say anything? Their custodians are defending their interests, telling them how to move. When it happens, their custodian will tell them, don't talk, keep quiet, be watching. Have you seen any Igbo man say anything against their people? Only one person got angry and revolted. That is David Umahi. And that is maybe he didn't grow much with Igbo people. He grew more around the Ikwere people. Or that is maybe his people are even marginalized by the supposed Igbo people because they are under Wawawa, the Igbo that don't have sense. That is how fellow Igbo call them. Maybe all those things is paining him. That is why he did not agree with them. Only one man who stood up and castigate these people along the Equilon, along the group of people who are under the order of kings, leadership. They are the ones sponsoring them. They are not sponsoring to protect their own. They are so dangerous that you are taking them for child's play. They will come out on national dailies, on national television, on national radio. They will say, tomorrow we are celebrating the Igbo na Ikwere land on February 15, 2020. Yes, Igbo king in Ikwere land. Is it not how Usman and Fodo put Emia in Hausa land? And I know the reason, you know they get them. What are they even doing? What are they even doing? And some of our king are entertaining that rubbish. You are a king in a normal land. And some buffoon will come and say, isn't Igbo na Abo land? Isn't Igbo na Utopo land? Isn't Igbo na Ikwere land? Isn't Igbo na Bayelsa land? Isn't Igbo na Yoruba land? Or you people keep quiet. The same path Usman and Fuju took is the same path they took. These are the order of kings. They are setting up king. They are setting up throne in another kingdom. It takes a king to rule a kingdom. It takes an emperor to rule an empire. And there can never be two emperors in one empire. Neither could there be two captains in a ship. Don't you get it? And so why would you, people of South, allow Igbo people to have a king in your community? It doesn't mean we are free one Nigeria. Be free one Nigeria. I will start Fulani are free one Nigeria. It's unfortunate. I have to use it as a yardstick to bring you back home. I just said the second order. I talked about the custodian. What Igbo custodians are doing, they are the ones sponsoring Igbo unity, re-educating our people to become who they are not. Now, I talked about the Igbo leadership, which are the kings, the place of authority. And then the third order, which is the order of the merchandise. Now, look at every community. The day before yesterday, one of my Igbo brother that come from Japan said he want to take me out. So I followed him. And we're looking for a pepper soup joint in Igbo to just help ourselves. And then we come to a pepper soup joint owned by an Igbo person. And I sat by one corner and we were observing everybody. 90% of those who patronized that eating joints that night were Igbos. All the advert, everything was Igbo, just that the place was owned by an Igbo person. And I called my friend, I say, observe what is going on. Merchandise. They control our economic space. Some of them are selling drug. Some of them are the supplier of the drink. Just that Igbo person open eye on time. They are the one running that shop. And 90% of all the business, how do I call it? Business stand in Igbo, all of them are controlled by Igbo people. It's the same thing in your place, I'm sure you know. But to us, it's okay. It doesn't mean merchandise. Don't forget about the Merchant of Venice. You think William Shakespeare wrote it because of Tales by the Moonlight? Did you know what the Merchant of Venice did? Maybe you have read about it. And that is why the government of Venice seized his property till tomorrow morning. Because when they control your economic space, you become a beggar to them. And that is why they can buy your land at will. Because now they control your economic space. That is why they are buying land everywhere. Because they are controlling our economic space. So when you see Igbo people, you think they don't have sense. No, they have. I will get that. So they come in with nylon bag to your community. Because the order of merchandise in our own community are not awakened to their responsibility. This was what Ahmadu Bello discovered. And so before we came here, we discovered that our people were not awakened to their responsibility. And now we see them emerging from different institutions of higher learning. I think it's going to change. And now understand, before Biafra agitation, we were not awakened to our responsibility. And now you see, our people will graduate from institution of traditional learning. And believe me, it will not be so anymore. They come. I learned the order of merchandise from the Israel people when they were in Warri then. They don't buy anything from any tribe. If they don't see it from fellow Israel, they will order it from Israel. Ordinary pure water. Israel man living in Warri then. Was it Babangida that chased them out? The president that said Ghana must go was the one that I can't remember clearly. If they want to buy pure water then, though there was no pure water then. But if, for instance, they want to buy something as common as pure water in Warri, if they don't see it, they will order it from Plateau State. Because we were having a large number of those Israel people in Warri and in Plateau State, just to be precise. And I've seen them, even those in Nigeria, their children don't school in the same school with us, even when they are the proprietors or when they are the head teacher of such institution. But it shouldn't be so. But maybe it should be so. But let them do it in their territory. If you allow them to do it in your territory, that is why they are robbing you indirectly. And they will tell you, yes, we are the richest people, we are the wisest people, because they control your economic space. To pull this short, we may suffer it for a while. But believe me, we will save ourselves, and that will be the end of this criminality. And then we look at finally the order of servants. And this one, you may not like it. But those who know how this order functions, everybody have taken their rightful place. When we were in Abo, and that my friend went to service his car, I was very happy. I didn't tell him. He went to a mechanic workshop. And then in Abo there, and then the mechanic came out, brought out his electrical device to test the car. And they were speaking Abo. If you see my joy. And it's simple. So Abo people still they learn mechanic. I said, if they tell me say Abo person go learn mechanic, I no go grill. So they still they learn mechanic. I was very happy for that guy. I didn't tell him anything. The order of slaves. My brother, if you find your lineage to be among the order of slaves, you don't need to struggle about it. What is the difference between the rich and the poor? It's just the ability to pay the bill as of when due. But then there are things that makes money insufficient. There are things that the poor man have, the rich man can't imagine it. It's something they could only imagine, a blessing. He could only imagine it. They will never understand what it means to be poor. Believe me. They will never understand. But where are the orders of the servant? All of us want to be big. All of us want to be rich man. Who will be the errand boy? But then, irrespective of the order you belong to, it is not permanent. Nature can switch it. That is why people like Joshua in the Bible, a common errand boy for Moses, become a chief in the land of Israel. And my people, we see unye feze, ukweru eka. Unye feze, ukweru eka. But we are lacking in all these things. And the Igbo people, they are there doing it. Not because they are humble. They want to take over our life. Look at them closely. It's a project. But these things can be stopped. It can be managed. It can be controlled. And that is on the ground that they pull back and face their business. But as far as we see them do what they are doing, we will continue to enlighten our people until everybody get to the level of maturity. And then you will know the true definition of Okpompo scatter. I know you don't understand. I know you don't understand. But don't worry, you will understand. So if you're from the South, you're coming down. You're watching them take over the order of your community. Hey, one day, Igbo na land Akwa Ibom. We say they own Akwa Ibom, no. And I'm sure Ebino Kwabe is not Igbo name. But the Shira now belong to Igbo people. Because Akwa Ibom people were doing like Hausa people. And I'm sure one day, Igbo na Alikwere, we wake up, I say Kwere is Igbo. And now the Igbo na Alikwere should leave. Can any Hausa man challenge the Emian? You don't try it. You don't try it. But was it supposed to be so? That is where they are heading to. But I know some of these truths that will come up will make them want to go backyard and form alliance. Let's join Fulani and attack these people. Let's align with our Yoruba and get these people. My brother, we are ready for you people more than you can imagine. Believe us, we mean no harm. All we want is one fair, transparent Nigeria. What President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, we believe he's trying to do. One fair Nigeria. Where brother can actually be brother. Let the rich be rich. Let the poor be poor. Let the teachers be the teacher. Let the custodian be the custodian. Be whatever you be, merchandise. But let's have respect for each other's space. You are from Anyoma. You are from the South. And you get access to this broadcast. Please share it to other of our people. Very important. This is just laying a foundation of the real deal. Sooner than expected, they will come for you. Before I bring the broadcast to an end, let me go to my comment section and see some motivating insult from the Igbo Biafras, because they don't want us to say this. When we say it, we hate them. But they love us, and we thank them for loving us. Let's move on there. I see Izu. He say poverty is actually affecting you miserably. Izu, yes, poverty is affecting me. And the poverty now is exposing you. Izu, that is the problem. Poverty is affecting me, Izu. And thank God, I am not a ritualist. Thank God, we don't open baby factory. Izu, Onyibo, thank God, we don't push drug. Izu, Igbo Biafra criminal. Thank God, we don't blackmail. We don't character assassinate. We don't kidnap our people. Go to Abo. Every Abo children in diaspora, they are strolling like Jagaban everywhere. But you are hiding. I'm sure you are in one hotel in Asaba now because your fellow Igbo will kidnap you. So who is supposed to envy each other? Who is now better? What a shame. You are Igbo. That is why most of you who are innocent may end up partaking of the salary this your kind of Igbo Biafra are bargaining for. And now we will see before 3 months. Ezendibo na ala Ikwiri, Ezendibo na ala Anyoma, Ezendibo na ala Bini, Ezendibo na ala Ndi Hausa, Ezendibo na ala Ndi Yoruba, Ezendibo na ala Idoma. We will put eye for all of you. Because we know how it works. Poverty, miserable poverty. Imagine in my poverty state, I'm able to hold all of you on your heels. You should know I can become a dangerous weapon if I am rich. Maybe that is why God allowed me to be poor. And blessed are the poor. Are you not ready? Blessed are the poor, for they shall see God. Chai is no pin me. Okay, who do we have here? We have good luck. Good luck. I greet you here. Tell Izu say no pay me. Good luck. I greet you. Good morning. Let's see. I love insults. You have no idea. Try today in fine place. Izu, that's the problem. You're still saying the same thing. A poor man stays what he can afford. I will not sleep with my mother for money ritual so I can live in a glass house. Izu Igbo Biafra. I can't turn my younger sisters to prostitute, transporting them to Ghana, to Libya, to do a low show so that I can live in a shiny house. No, Izu. I'm happy. My hands are clean. My conscience are clean. I'm in love and in peace with nature. Unlike you, you have become a fugitive and a vagabond around the globe. Your place now is vomiting you because Izu, your kind has shared the blood of your fellow Igbo in your land and it is desecrated. That land will vomit all of you, killing your fellow brothers, eating their flesh. To the extent now they can say anybody we see in the bush is a bushmeat and we will eat the bushmeat. You think we have discarded all the videos of Igbo people eating fellow Igbo, burying their remains in a shallow grave, and then in the end blame it on the Nigerian government, most especially the military and the police? You should be ashamed of yourself. The only way out for you Igbo Biafra criminal in a time like this is to retrace your step. The more you test this water, don't forget that deepest calleth unto deepest. And the tree may fall to the west, to the south, not to the east. But where the shadow cast, there it shall be. We did there the wait on that thing you are planning. We already see you from backyard. We see flash out. You say, what did flash out say? Okay, let's see. You say, try to the, okay, now still Izu, still the Igbo recruit. Nothing is there. He say, your name is Onyibe, but you migrated from Benin. And so, flush out. Your founding father of Igbo is Alex, Dr. Alex Ikwime. Is Alex Igbo name? You people don't have brain. I'm sure you didn't join me. Your argument does not hold water. Your argument is useless as Igbo. That is why everywhere you enter, it's either people start jealousing you, or people start hating you, or people start planning against you. Everywhere you go to, people start avoiding you. Is it not concerning to you? Your problem now is I answer Igbo name, which I have told you from inception. That because Igbo people were the one that sold us to Christianity through the Catholic Church. Did they hear? Have you seen Igbo Bible? But we have Igbo Bible to enable you people to recolonize us. A mission impossible for you people now. Are we not forced to answer Peter, Paul, and John each time we are doing baptism? So because we are now baptized and then we now answer Apostle Paul and Apostle Peter, does it make us Hebrew people? Does it make us Aramic people? Does it really make us Egyptian people? Did you not listen to my broadcast before this time? The manipulation behind name? And this is the only reason why Muslims will rather call Moses Musa instead of Moses. The same reason Muslims will rather call David Dawuda instead of Dawuda. We know this game already. The revelation is everywhere. The truth has come to stay. But you are Igbo man. You still need to fight, struggle. But you are dying already. Except you repent. He that is often rebuked without correction, his destruction will come. His calamity will come without remedy. I hope you people don't get there. Yeah, I say Igbo name. Does Igbo have name? Does Igbo have name? I have a Prosper. You have said it all, my brother. God bless you for the truth. Of course, there is nothing much to say than the truth. And then we come with prayers. Nothing more. We'll continue from here later. This is just trying to lay a foundation. So that when you see all these Igbo Biafra people say, give up Biafra, give up Biafra. It is dominant, they want to. Of course. Nothing more. They are virtually almost 80% in control of the order of our community. We shall be revealing it as time goes on. Sapi, I greet you. You say, Sapi, say, kill Onyibe. I have killed Onyibe already. I have killed Onyibe already. But then, the Onyibe is not Igbo name. Because based on vowel sound, the Igbo people convert it to Onyibe. And Onyibe should be spelled as O-N-Y-E-I-B-E. Onyibe. I am not Onyibe. I am Onyibe. O-N-Y-I-B-E. But the Igbo must look for a way to Columbia us because of the order of their custodian, their teachers. But now we are custodians as well. You see, they have issue now. So Sapi, the name I have killed already. The similarity, the vowel sound, I have killed it already. And so I am not Onyibe Ndi Igbo. I am Onyibe Onyabo. You get the point now? Oh, they think they are talking to ignorant people. This having been said,